Does Medicare cover vaccinations? The short answer to this million-dollar question is yes. Medicare does cover a wide range of vaccines. But what's tricky is that some vaccines are covered under Medicare Part B, while others fall under Medicare Part D. It can be confusing to keep track of all, so in this video, we'll cover how Medicare covers your vaccine. Part B, which is your outpatient coverage, covers 4 of the most important vaccines in full, as long as the provider administering the vaccine accepts Medicare assignment. The first is the flu vaccine. Medicare covers a flu vaccine once during the flu season, and it can cover more doses if it's medically necessary for you. Next, there is the pneumonia vaccine. Medicare will pay for this as well. These vaccines can be given in a single dose or in a 2-dose shot. Medicare will pay for either one once in a lifetime. Then there is the hepatitis B vaccine. Medicare will cover hepatitis B vaccines if you are at risk for hepatitis B, such as having diabetes or living with someone who has hepatitis B and more. This vaccine is administered in 2 to 4 shots over a 6-month window. And last but not least is the COVID-19 vaccine. Medicare covers all FDA authorized and approved COVID-19 vaccines and boosters at no cost to you, such as the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines. Medicare Part B can also cover other vaccinations on a case-by-case basis to treat a condition. For example, if exposed to a harmful bacteria or virus, like stepping on a rusty nail, Part B would cover a tetanus vaccine. If an animal bites you, Part B will cover a rabies vaccine. One thing to keep in mind when it comes to some Part B vaccinations is that if the provider you see does not accept Medicare assignment, you may be responsible for some of the cost sharing. Part D, which is your prescription drug coverage, will cover your vaccines as well, but you will typically receive these vaccines at a pharmacy since most doctor's offices can't bill Part D. All Part D plans cover adult vaccinations recommended under the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, including vaccines for RSV, Tdap booster, measles, hepatitis A, and more. And thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act passed in 2022, you will also have no out-of-pocket for these vaccines. This is a huge improvement in Part D plans. Before the IRA legislation, beneficiaries would be responsible for the Part B deductible and any coinsurance or copay for the vaccines. Those costs add up when you have a series of vaccines, such as the shingles vaccines. You might still encounter what is called a vaccine administration fee at the time you receive a vaccine. If this happens, you can request reimbursement to your Part D plan. As a reminder, these are only covered by Part D, so if you chose to skip enrolling in a Part D plan, you will pay for these vaccines out of pocket. Lastly, if you are enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan, your Part B vaccines, like the pneumonia vaccine, will be covered by your plan at no cost since they are considered a preventive service. Now, for those Part D vaccines, like the RSV vaccine, you will have that same full coverage as long as your Medicare Advantage plan includes Part D. What do you think of vaccine coverage with Medicare? Let us know in the comments below this video. And be sure to watch our video on understanding Part D plans to learn more about that coverage next.